Is Brad Pitt also attractive? Like, out of costume? Hi, welcome to Fictional Narrative. I'm Neri, and it's been a while since I've done a video that wasn't a Cozy Saturday video, and we are back in this little corner because it's not as hot anymore, so I can sit here. Today we're going over my October TBR. It's quite a stack. So, the first book is If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Brazier. I've had this one for a little while now. It's about a true crime podcast fan who goes to look for her favorite podcast host, who she is convinced is missing. Next is She is a Haunting by Jung Han Jang of... Yeah, I speak conversational Vietnamese, but I don't read it, so my pronunciation is probably just really bad. That being said, I did borrow this originally from the library. It was like in the ebook format, which is really weird to look at for me personally. So I got the physical copy. I used to have it here, like just sitting here when I had the little basket. This story is about a girl named Jade Wing who is visiting her father in Vietnam, and a lot of supernatural things start happening around her, and she is trying to tell people, but they don't believe her. Even her family doesn't believe her, so always fun. Next book is Ring by Koji Suzuki. Yes, it is The Ring, as in like The Ring the movie. So I've actually never watched the movie, either I think there's like an American version and then the Japanese version. So after I read this, I'm planning on watching those and like comparing them. So that should be fun. This one was part of my 23 and 2023, and I tried to finish it a couple months ago, but I put it down, so I'm just going to try and finish it this month. Basically, it's about a girl who in the 1930s was burned at the stake for being a witch, and then the story picks up years later where the area, the woods and everything that she's around, I believe it's supposed to be haunted by her. I really only got past what was the original lore behind it, so I didn't actually get into the main story yet. So that's where we're at. Next is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Okay, I really wanted to read more from this author because not only is this author hilarious, but I really liked the Final Girl support group. Not to be confused with the other Final Girl books, because there are other books. I think there's one other book. And I told myself I was going to pick it up, but then I actually was listening to Baking a Mystery by Stephanie Sue, and so she was retelling that story, and I was like, oh, well, I guess that saved me some time because the ending was just not my thing. So in this book, it says Patricia Campbell has a workaholic husband, teenage kids with their own lives, a senile mother-in-law who needs constant care. So the only thing that's keeping her sane is her close-knit group of Charleston women united by their love of true crime. Then James Harris walks into her life during the summer of 1993. He makes her feel things she hasn't felt in years. But when children on the other side of town go missing, Patricia wonders if he's connected. Is he a Brad Pitt, a Bundy, or something much worse? Okay, I know that people have said that, like, Bundy was technically supposed to be attractive. I never got it. I never got that vibe from looking at his old pictures when there were promos for, like, documentaries and stuff like that. Is Brad Pitt also attractive? Like, out of costume? Just doesn't seem that way to me, but to each their own. I mean, I'm also the kind of person that also doesn't think that Henry Cavill is very attractive except in the Witcher costume. But if I was in the world of The Witcher, like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Geralt could get it, because canonically he does not like baths. I think I would just cringe on the inside because he fights monsters and he's covered in their guts and refuses to bathe. Like, he looks great. We can't really forget that, though. Can you forget that? Can you overlook that? Side tangent. Okay, next book is Vampire Weekend by Mike Chen. Is there also a band by this name? Anyway, so this is supposed to be like a different take on vampires as well. It says, everything you've heard about vampires is a lie. They can't fly, no murders allowed, and turning into a bat, completely ridiculous. In fact, vampire life is just a lot of blood bags and night jobs. So this book has a lot to do with identity and things like that. It's nice to have a different take on vampires, I think, because I'm not really big into vampires. But I think it's interesting to have something that's like, hey, let's take the vampire lore that you know, that you're aware of, and give it a little bit of a different spin, but not so much that it's like Twilight, where you probably have to take a different type of like biology class to understand how those vampires work. Yes, so basically all of these have been like thriller or horror themed, so I kind of wanted to break that up a little bit with You Again by Kate Goldbeck, which is really cute, and the cover is all fall, and so I was like, okay, it's still perfect for this though. I don't think that I get scared very easily by horror books. It's definitely more of a genre that I'm slowly delving into, but I don't think that I would go into extreme horror, because while I like horror, gore itself is not for me, and that tends to be what certain extreme horror stuff kind of delves into. Anyway, You Again. Okay. So Arya and Josh, the two main characters of You Again, are sleeping with these same women when they meet each other, and they automatically hate each other. But years later, they meet again after a series of breakups and having like ups and downs in life, and they're slowly finding a sort of comfort in each other. But the synopsis makes sure to say, turns out spending time with your former nemesis is fun when you're too sad to hate each other and too sad for hate sex. As friends without benefits, they find comfort in late night Netflix binges, swiping through each other's online dating profiles, and bickering across boroughs. That sounds cute as heck to me. So yeah, and that is what my TBR is for October. Let me know if any of these interest you. Let me know if there are any other interesting vampire stories that you think I should delve into, or just let me know what you're reading for October. So, thank you for watching this far, and I'll see you next time. Bye!